Hi everyone, my name is Vikul Gupta. I'm the CTO for Qualitest North America. I'm responsible for the intern program for the last 2 years. The intent of our intern program was to give them a feel of different aspects of how to build softwares, deliver projects, starting from requirement gathering to understand to estimations, and then delivering on time. If you ask me, I'm truly amazed with the passion, the knowledge, and the hunger to learn on the fly. From web apps to data science to creating applications in the latest technology like generative AI, nothing was impossible for this batch of interns. My goal is to double the interns intake in the coming few years.
I think I'm happy to meet extended family of interns here. So Dustin and Brandon were part of the data team. Jerick and Archit part of Sarvanan's AI team. I think it's always exciting to have a chat with you guys.
My name's Brandon. I was working on the back end of the data project. Basically that means that I just created APIs, which is whenever the user makes a request to Dustin's front end, the request will go to what I did. It'll go to my backend and it'll return the results from that database.
My name is Dustin. I've been handling the front end and doing everything on the front end. I'm a current student at SNHU. I've touched JavaScript before, but I haven't touched any of the other technologies, so everything was completely new to me. It was really rewarding, like putting everything together and making everything work.
Hey, I'm Archit, and I go to Virginia Tech. I've been working on the AI team with my mentor, Sarvanan, and we've also created a front-end and back-end application that works on internal matters for Qualitest. So some fun things about me is that aside from coding and programming, I do like to make music, and I like to play football and go to the pool and stuff. And this internship has honestly been very rewarding. So, before I mainly worked in back end, but recently I started doing front end as well. And I'm getting closer and closer to my dream of being a full stack developer.
Hey guys, I'm Jerick. I'm a senior. Well, I just graduated University of Michigan. I studied computer science. I worked with Archit Saravanan. I did mostly back end stuff, even to now. So SQL databases, some data pre-processing. It's been a fun time. I've learned a lot. Definitely didn't know anything much at all about NLP and stuff. But now I've had a couple of months to learn about it. I feel more well versed in it. So it's been a fun learning experience.
I've really noticed that I've gotten a lot better at speaking to groups like right now. Like those daily stand-ups, they really help. Like just getting up and saying what you're doing, what you've done, what you're having trouble with in front of all of those people.
One thing that I got a lot better at in this internship has been, many times, at least for me, since I'm still in college, a lot of the times, most of the projects you do are individual. So there's never any sort of, emphasis in, get this stuff uploaded to the GitLab as soon as possible because somebody, needs your code for their code to work, right? Or, they need your project to be finished in this amount of time. So one thing is deadlines, and another thing is just collaboration, like Dustin and Brendan said.
Going through everyone's opinions on what should be done, and then having them all come together to come up with a finalized idea, a finalized vision of what it should be.
We're actually tackling problems, converting requirements into code, and doing things that I feel like a more senior developer would be doing.
When they say, you're part of the Qualitest family, they really mean it. So just like Dustin was saying, we're tackling real problems internally, right? So we're working with loads of people that, some people we know, some people we don't know, and some people that, I recently worked on a different project that had to do with front-end coding, and we're presenting to another stakeholder. And even in that team, I felt like I was welcome just as much as I was welcoming my own team. I learned two different front-end management frameworks. So I learned Streamlit, which is very heavily based in Python, and recently I started learning React, and it's very, very different than Streamlit, and they're two very different frameworks. But both of them, I think I got equally proficient.
I'd say that I learned a lot because I'd heard of Postman, but I'd never actually used it. School had given me some collections that I could import and then use, but I was actually making my own collections. I was using them to test the APIs I made. And speaking of APIs I made, I'd never made an API before. I didn't know about the frameworks to make an API. I didn't know about Spring Boot, or I didn't know about documenting them with Swagger or YAML or any of that. So I'd say that I got a lot from this technology-wise too.
From a technology standpoint, I didn't know really much at all about NLP at all. So I think it's very interesting, learning how to, as computers, understand a speech and understand words and stuff, and then having it extract the most important words from a piece of text, or however a computer interprets that to be. I think also I learned a lot on the SQL side. I took a SQL class, but I kind of wondering how much of that I actually get to use. And I did get to use actually a good amount from what I learned in class, this project. So that's pretty good to know.
Understand and learn from that. And I think more than a technical skill, that's a real world application. Regardless of what field you're in, if you don't have the drive to push through problems that, inevitably are going to occur, you're not going to go anywhere. So I guess that's the biggest thing that I kind of learned from this internship.
I guess what I could say is that this is going to be hard, extremely hard. It's going to be extremely difficult, but it's also extremely worth it.
It'll be a pretty tough experience, especially going in without knowing anything. But I think by the end of the internship, you will find out you've learned a lot. Technical skills, just also what it's going to be like in the workforce, I guess. So I think overall, even if it's tough, you'll be fine. You'll learn a lot. You could ask anyone on your team. They're very, well, from my experience, very open, very willing to help. So yeah, good team, good people.
It's worth it.